There we go. All right, everyone.
Let's get ready for a very good reading. Let's see what we can do with you blokes.
All right. We'll see what we can do with all you guys. Getting everything ready to go. I've got my trusty iPad, which is, it does its stuff. Okay, so let me punch in our digits here. And yes, okay, we're on to February 28th. This is perfect. So we did Friday. We did the weekend's energy yesterday. So I guess we can kind of just start talking and go from there. I'm going to draw some cards. We're just going to do a little bit more stuff while we're waiting for people to show up. We'll do a little bit more card drawing to see a little bit more of the energy for the weekend. So let's look at that. All right. Okay. Let's do a shuffly shuffle. You guys know the deal. How much I love the shuffles. Was diagnosed with the shuffles at a very young age, and so now, well, they got me as a tarot reader. One of the best jobs if you got the shuffles, and I got a wicked case of it. All right. Energy for Saturday and Sunday, and then so this will be the last live until Monday, and then we'll do Monday through Friday. Hey there, Kelly. How's it going? We'll do Monday through Friday, and then we will do, and I'll put you on the list here, and then 7:15 Mountain Standard Time is when we are coming on live. Let me put you on the list here. All right. How's your Friday going, Kelly? And you got any weekend plans? As I'm shuffling the cards, we'll take a look here. Let's do another shuffle. Doing good. Doing really good. Been going to the gym, been doing some studying. Yeah. Pretty much it. Nothing too exciting that way. For me, I like it because it's just self-improvement. But it can be a little bit boring, you know? So yeah, what about you? Okay. Let's see what we got for the weekend. So this will be just Saturday and Sunday because we've kind of already experienced Friday a little bit. Good, Kelly. I am glad. Like I said, I got you on the list. You'll be the first one I do a reading for. So just stick tight. I'm just going to do a reading for Saturday and Sunday. You know what? Let's do this. I can put the chair up. There we go. Now we got the chair. Yeah, that carpet's a little bit snagged. That's all right. That's all right. My plan is to clean and walk and journal. There you go. I like it. I like it. It's really good to put that out into your space, especially to walk and journal, because we all need that. We all need something to do, and all of that stuff to me is cleansing. I don't journal as much as I should, but when I did journal, it was very, very good. I might need to get back on that. I just get so busy with other things, but I think we can all make time for journaling. I think that is a good habit. Okay, here we go. So we have the High Priestess. Your data is lagging. Sorry, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. Because right now we're just doing the energy for the weekend. So we're just doing Saturday and Sunday. So do not worry about having lagging data. We don't discriminate here. If your data lags, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. But maybe see a data doctor if it does get worse. You might have a virus. See what I did there? Okay, I'm just kidding though. 5 of Swords. And then we have 3 of Coins in reverse. We have the World in reverse. And we have 5th Chakra, Archangel Gabriel coming up here. So intuitive things happening on the weekend. We did this yesterday. And I felt like it was more of an emotional reading when we were talking about Saturday and Sunday. This is going a little bit more in depth into it. And it could be that there's intuitive things that are going on that are happening. The High Priestess, this card right here, or I always look at this one and I think of Lady Gaga for some reason. Like I feel like she would do this in a music video. I could just see her doing that pose and having that facial reaction. So I think when I'm looking at this, that it could be a feeling of kind of juggling too many things, but we need to focus on the things that are actually important to us. The juggling part is because 5 of Swords, which is this, nope, of course I grabbed the wrong one, which is this card right here. 5 of Swords to me is it's kind of like a juggling act, but it's also kind of a mental game that we kind of get trapped in. We get stuck in kind of a rut way of thinking where we're not exactly introducing new ideas. We're not giving ourselves that kind of nutritional mindset. And nutritional mindset would be something where we're wanting to learn more, we're wanting to consume more in a mental way to help us feel stronger, reading, learning new things, watching documentaries, stuff like that. That's what I mean when I'm talking about like that mental nourishment. Then we have the World and 5th Chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So the World is in reverse, and 5th Chakra, Archangel Gabriel, he's right there. Ugh. And when I look at those two cards, or those two, cards, oracle cards, to me, that's saying that we just need to let in what is going to be the best for us. I'm seeing like a garden. And whatever we let into that garden space, it can be weeds or it can be, fruit or vegetables or whatever it happens to be. But we kind of have to tend to it. We have to tend to our garden. We have to make sure that it's something that we want to take care of. And we do that by working on what kind of thoughts we think, what kind of people we surround ourselves with, what kind of emotions we feel in a way where we're being more productive. No emotions are unproductive. But sometimes we put ourselves into a state of anxiety or fear, and that doesn't help us with what is actually happening. It just sort of paralyzes us. And so it's a good idea to take a step back and look at things for what they truly are instead of focusing on what they could possibly be, right? Because a lot of the time, I don't know about you, but I am not so grand that I haven't been wrong with what I think is going to happen in a mental situation. My anxiety has been off more times than it's been on. Like my anxiety will think, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And 99.999% of the time, it never happens the way my anxiety thinks about it. And it usually never happens at all. It's always something that's like, well, if this happens, I'll make a plan. I'll do this, but it doesn't help us though. So I don't have my entire account username on YouTube, if that makes sense. You're good. You're good. I figured it was you, but I wasn't sure. But I can understand. Kelly G. I do remember you. You were there. You've been there for actually quite a long time. The last time I did this a year ago in October, you were there, but you were there even before that. You were one of the first. Yeah, you've been around for a bit. So I do remember you. I thought it was you. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know, because the name is just Kelly, so I didn't know. But I'm glad to hear things are going well. Okay. So, what is your question, Kelly? Oh. And like I said, we'll just kind of wait. No rush, Kelly. You're good. But if anyone else is watching and they're wanting to get a question answered, you would be right after Kelly. So come on in, guys. We are on to the question and answer section. I know that's everybody's favorite. So get your questions answered before the weekend. Remember to like and subscribe too, guys. And as Kelly is working on the question here, I'm going to be right back. 1 second. Okay. Having some cashews. I love cashews. The unsalted ones. These ones are good. Oh, my knee. Not just because I'm getting old. Hold on. Got too close to the camera there. Okay. Kelly says, raw ones. Yep, that's what these are. We had the salted ones too, but the raw ones, I love them. Raw cashews are amazing. All right. Old? Yes. Yes. See, I'm 35, I'm going to turn 36. I'm what they call geriatric, I believe, is the term. I forget more than I can ever remember, which is a blessing, and also, what was I talking about? No, let's do Kelly's message here. Hey there. Aubrey and Emmy and Kelly. And let's see. No, you can't be that old. I'm so sorry. It gets worse. Each year that goes by, I gain another number in age. like some sort of freak. Oh, that's bad. Okay, let's see here. What message does the universe have for me to meet my highest good at this time so that I can reach my financial independence to thrive rather than being stressed? Let's look at that. You're 56 and that's nothing. This isn't a contest. But 56 isn't even that old. And I know I was saying I'm old. Obviously, I'm an asshat. Right? I'm not. I'm just joking around, Kelly. Don't worry about it. My sense of humor, I make fun of myself, but trust me, I'm not going to be mean. Okay, so let's look at that question for you, Kelly. Yeah, 56 isn't that old, honestly speaking. I've heard, I don't know if this is true. We will see what's good for Miss Kelly. I've heard that humans will be living longer. So like 120 plus years. And that'll be like an average age. There's a lot of technology right now that can help us live a little bit longer. Help us look a little bit younger. There you go, yay. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, I wouldn't mind living, for 300 or 400 years, but we'll see. Boy, that's really on there. Jeez. Well, there are a lot of things out there, but I understand where you're coming from, Emmy. For me, though, I think with AI and having all this future stuff, we'll be able to come up with cures for a lot of illnesses. And I think we'll be able to have a lot of things that will maybe help extend our lifespans. And maybe that will only be given to certain people. But you never know. But yeah, there's a lot of illness out there too. So I can understand where you're coming from with that. Okay. Not saying I'm right and you're wrong at all. I mean, because we can see things in different ways. I don't know if I'm right. I don't. I have an opinion. And my opinion is, it's just that. It's my opinion. Pharmaceutical are taking control. Yeah, that would be the part that would be tough. It really depends. It's a discussion. It is. It is a discussion. Okay. We have 3 of Cups. Okay. King of Wands in reverse. And Wheel of Fortune. Okay. AI is amazing. I use it for everything. I've used it to help me come up with a bunch of different plans and ideas, and I'm going to use it for the channel. Nope. Where's the hair? Why can't I get that side? There it is. It just gets more poofy. You know what? We're going to roll with it. It's poofy as hell, and we're just going to roll with it. So this is community. I'm wondering, Kelly, if we're surrounding ourselves with people that would be maybe positive in a sense that we can learn something from them. I've been listening to someone named Jim. Let's see. I've got to find the name here. I don't want to get the name wrong because I've been listening to them, but okay. So this person right here, Jim Ron Legacy is what his name is. It's JIMROHN Legacy. And he talks about how we can make the best of a situation no matter what kind of is going on in our life, and how we can make things better and what we can do to make things better. And I've been listening to a lot of his stuff. I'm really, really liking it. But one of the things that we have to do is we need to surround ourselves with people that can be positive for us. We need to have a community that can be more positive, and that can be online. That can be like a Facebook group, or that could be reading books of people that were very inspiring, like people we would want to emulate and be like. We need to make it so that we put ourselves in a state of mind where achieving success is not something that, because success is a mind state. It doesn't just happen. It's something that you have to cultivate as time goes on. Okay. You don't wake up and you're successful. You wake up, you put in dedication, and then success is a byproduct of you showing dedication and showing up for yourself and having that be something. So, what are ways that you can improve your life? Right? That's going to be the first step. If we're wanting financial independence, we need to look at ways we can improve our life, and what would those ways be? Right? And like I said, we start with the people we surround ourselves with. And if we're in a situation where we can't change those people we surround ourselves with, then we try to look for knowledge. We try to look for people that have already lived the kind of lives that we would want, and we try to learn from them as much as we can. So, like I said, books, Facebook groups, but doing something. A lot of times people will just not do anything and say, well, nothing is changing. I'm not saying that's the case for you, Kelly, but sometimes it feels too hard to start something. Okay. Do not. Okay. I want you to imagine your goals. It's like an elephant, right? How do you eat an elephant? You eat it piece by piece. All right. And of course, I had a huge influx of viewers come in when I'm talking about eating an elephant. But it's just like anything else. You start with very, very small steps and you work towards making bigger goals. A lot of times people will make really big goals, and then when they don't achieve them, even if they're using affirmations, even if they're doing different things, they will not achieve those goals, and then they will feel like they have failed, and then they will just give up. Okay? You need to make very small goals, and you need to stick to those goals. Those goals can be starting a very simple workout routine, and literally today you start it. And the only thing you would have to do is one push-up or one sit-up. But you start something and you tell yourself every day, even if you don't want to do it, you're going to do 5 minutes today of something that would be difficult, like, or something you've been wanting to do, like write or reading a book or doing something. And then the next day you do another 5 minutes, and then you do another 5 minutes. And soon those habits start to stack up. We don't need to have everything change for us instantly overnight. Okay. We're working towards building a successful version of ourselves, and that takes time and that takes dedication. But that's the only thing that's stopping you from living the life that you want, is the dedication to be like, okay, what can I do to make myself better? And there's 1,000 things we can do to make ourselves better. No matter what kind of situation we're in, there's so much that we can do to make ourselves better, and to understand things and to work in that kind of mindset where abundance is flowing and there's prosperity. But it is a mindset, and it takes time. Okay. And at first, when you start developing these skills and these mindsets, you're going to feel like it's really hard. It's really hard. But what's worse, the pain of doing something now or the regret of not doing something sooner, right? There's a saying and that I really like, and it says this: the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is right now. So we have the opportunity to take something and to make something great with what we have now. Okay. I don't care about the past. The past doesn't matter. What we can focus on is the now and how we can make it better, so that each and every day we're doing a little bit of something to get ourselves towards our goal. All right. And that's it. If we want financial success, we have to start with smaller goals first. And whatever it is that we want to do, we need to look at ways we can align ourselves with those goals. And we need to find, like I said, people or a community that can support us. And there's Facebook groups, there's a bunch of stuff. So even if we're inside all day, even if we can't get out of the house, there are places online that we can go to understand things, to try to emulate people, to try to do that. And then just surrounding yourselves with positive self-talk. The things we say to ourselves are powerful. And eventually what we need to do is we need to have this sense of resilience, where we don't view problems as setbacks, but we view them as opportunities to challenge ourselves and to grow. That one I'm still learning. That is one of the toughest things, because the first thing you want to do when you come up to a brick wall is you want to say, who the put this here, right? And I was going to swear, but then I decided I'm not going to be that way today. I'm just kidding. I'm going to swear like a sailor. Who the fuck put this wall up? All right. Hey there, culture. But that is something that is going to be very, very powerful when we're looking at putting these kinds of things together. And confidence is something that we don't just have. It's not just given to us. Confidence is something that we earn each and every day by keeping small promises to ourselves and by following through on those small promises. What does that look like? Okay, I'll tell you. Today, I woke up. First time that's ever happened. I was confused as hell because I was like, whoa, this life thing's crazy. Did you guys know there's TV? No, I woke up and I was really, really tired. I was a very sleepy boy. All right. And I woke up and I have to do something early in the morning. I have to trade the markets. I have to do it early in the morning because that's the best time for my strategy to work. And so I wake up and I am tired and I'm thinking, oh man, the thought of just laying back down, going back to sleep, going back into Snoozerville where I am the mayor and nothing ever happens. It's a beautiful place. But I got up, I made coffee, and I was still tired. I was still sitting there looking at the screen because that's what I do. I wake up, I look at the screen, I look at the chart, I try to see if my strategy is going to play out or not. And I basically just have to look at the screen for, sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it can be 2 hours. And I just wait. I wait for my strategy to set up. And some days it doesn't even set up. So that's the fun part. But I woke up and I did that. And I kept a promise to myself because I said I was going to do it and I did it. Okay. And they can always be small promises. They don't have to be big promises. It can be, I'm going to wake up at 7 o'clock tomorrow. And then you do. It can be, I'm going to try waking up a little bit earlier than I already do. So let's say you wake up at 10:30, in the morning or at night or whatever, and you want to get up at 10:15. Set yourself small, achievable goals. And when you hit those goals, feel proud of yourself. That's a sense of accomplishment. But we need to work on slowly building up self-esteem to make it so that confidence comes more easily to us. Because like I said, it is a mind frame. It is a mind state. And it's something that has to be cultivated over time. As I've said before, confidence is the trust that you put into yourself. That is all it is, okay? If you had a relationship with anyone else, how do you build that relationship? You show them time and time again that they can trust you. It's the same with yourself. Confidence in yourself is showing yourself that you will show up. You will do the thing that's hard. You will have dedication, and you will do what needs to be done, okay? So that is essentially what I'm talking about when we're talking about confidence. All right. Hey there, Venetius. Eve to you as well. You're welcome. You're welcome, Kelly. Good luck. Remember, small achievable goals. All right. Like for instance, I'll give you an example. All right. You want to develop spiritual abilities. Okay. You want to develop spiritual abilities. How do you do that? I am doing good, Venetius. How you doing, buddy? It's all making the positivity a habit. It is all making the positivity a habit. It takes time. It takes time, and it's going to feel weird. And some days it's going to feel like it's a forced thing that you're doing, and it's going to feel real strange. Let it feel strange. Who gives a shit? Let it feel strange. Let it feel weird. It means you're challenging yourself to grow, and that's the important thing. That's always the important thing. Challenging ourselves to grow means that we're going to keep learning, we're going to keep growing, and we're going to keep having that curiosity find us again and again as we find it. Okay? But yeah, so that's kind of, today was a nice day. I let it slide. There you go. There you go. I like hearing that you had a good day, bud, because that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. So for spiritual abilities, I'll give you an example, okay? You want to develop spiritual abilities. Someone says, all you need to do is meditate 30 minutes a day. Okay, I will reach out and I will slap them. I will slap them hard across the face multiple times. The reason why is because it's like someone saying, oh, you've never run a marathon before? Just do it. Just do it. It's like, no, it doesn't make any sense. Someone who hasn't meditated and you're telling them to sit down and meditate for 30 minutes their first time, that's absolutely insane. That makes no sense. Okay? Meditate, tell people to clear their mind, but do it in 5-second intervals at first. Okay? Clear your mind. Then if you don't think of anything and you get better at clearing your mind for 5 seconds, then do it for 10. Okay? And at first it's going to be kind of hard to do this because these kinds of time frames, it's harder to set a timer because it happens so quickly. But eventually, if you get to 30 seconds or a minute of having no thought and you're just meditating and you're letting things happen and you're observing your thoughts and you're just letting them slide like you're watching TV, okay? You are not the TV that you are watching, but you're watching TV. That's how you can view thoughts that are in your head, all right? But if you're looking at developing a spiritual ability, start with meditation and start with very small time increments. And then build up slowly over time once you get it down. And then eventually you can do 30 minutes, but not at first. And it shouldn't be that way. Eventually, at first you're doing 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. You get where I'm going with this. And each time you successfully hit a new milestone in that, it gets easier and easier for you to develop these skills. As I've said before, the way we develop skills is we have neuronal synapses. Okay? And what that means is we have parts of our brain that wire together and they fire together when we're learning a new skill. When we're learning something we haven't really done before, it's going to feel very clumsy and awkward at first because we're initiating a new part of our brain. And it's going to feel very, very strange. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be awkward. But just like driving a car or just like learning to cook or learning to do anything else, eventually it becomes almost second nature. And then you can just do it. But you have to develop things in a way that feels awkward at first. There's the growing process. There's the challenge part. Yes, neuroplasticity is what I'm talking about. Absolutely. You're training your mind to get the flexibility that it needs. Yes. Emmy's got it figured out. Yeah, neuroplasticity. And what happens is when the neurons are firing together over a certain period of time, at first it's a wireless signal and there's like little electrical impulses that go back and forth, and it's a slow signal. Eventually though, these neurons develop what's called a myelin sheath that goes in between them, and it makes it so the connection is 100 times faster than it was before. And so that's why you can get proficiency in a skill over time, and you can just do it. You don't even have to think about it. All of a sudden you're playing the guitar. All of a sudden you're driving without thinking about it. But yes, you need to do it every day, and you need to show up for it in every day. And if it's a creative endeavor, then do it in a way that is, even if you don't want to do it, sit down and write, okay? It sucks if you don't feel like you have any inspiration, but you can talk about how much it sucks that you don't have any inspiration. Talk about the things that are going on and make it so that you can put that into a story. You can put that into a narrative, a character's idea. You know, you can do different things to make it so that creativity comes to you. But if the only time we choose to do something is when we're feeling motivated, then we're not going to do the things we want to do. And we're not going to accomplish what we want in life because motivation is fleeting. We need to do the thing first, and then motivation comes along after. I know that sounds asinine, but that's where dedication and discipline come in. We discipline ourselves to do something we want to do, even when we don't feel motivated by it, to do it. Okay? I was tired yesterday and today. I did not want to go to the gym. All right? But I did. I didn't want to get up today. That sounds like a depression symptom. It's not. I didn't want to get up as early as I did today. But I did. I got up. I did what I needed to do. Was it the funnest thing to do? No. But the cost of discipline weighs ounces, but the cost of regret weighs tons. I'm at a point now where I am done with procrastinating on bettering myself. I want to be in a state where I can look back at the time that I spent and be like, okay, I'm glad I did what I'm doing now. There will be parts that aren't fun. Oh well, right? But that's something that takes time and it takes dedication. And we need to keep showing up for ourselves again and again, and that confidence gets established when we do that. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. You're good, Kelly. Don't worry about it. Meditation has been proven to help change your brain. Goodbye, Kelly. The way you say goodbye, though, makes it sound like I'm dropping you off a cliff in a Disney film. Like I have to let go. But I do agree. Goodbye. Have fun bringing your stuff to the apartment. I don't think that's something you can have fun with, but you know what? I try. Okay, so who else we got on the list? I got kind of sidetracked there, and yeah. Okay. Let's see. So we had Kelly come in. We have Aubrey here. I think we have culture. We have, okay, so we got a couple people here. Yes, Aubrey, go for it. Go for your question. We'll see each other in another one. Venetia, I think she'll be right back. I'm thinking. Oh, crap, autocorrect. I say it all the time. I have had, let's see. What did I have? Oh, yeah, Mother Ducker. That is one of the autocorrect things, and it's like I have said that many times. And at this point now, I just say Mother Ducker instead of the actual thing because it's funny. I don't know. I just think of that, and that's hilarious. Or, what was it? I said something the other day, and it autocorrected, and it was the weirdest autocorrect. Oh, yeah, I typed a bunch of random letters. I was trying to type a word, and I typed a bunch of random letters. My glasses weren't on. And then autocorrect told me, it's like, did you mean to type HJSSKRY? And I was like, what? So you're autocorrecting my gibberish to more gibberish? Like, that was new for me. I experienced what some would call nirvana in that moment. That was insane. Okay, we'll have Shirley on the list. So, yeah, I haven't been writing stuff down. I got to start writing stuff down. Okay, so Kelly's done. We have Aubrey, who will be next. And then we can probably do Emmy. And then we can do maybe Sasha and then Venetius. Sasha, Venetius. Mm-hmm. And then we can do Shirley. Okay. You're down on the list a little bit, Shirley, but we'll get to you. You know the drill. You've been here enough times. Yeah, it was crazy. It was some crazy shit, I'm telling you. Okay, so Aubrey says, I have a friend I'd like to talk to, but they're angry with me, I think. What is the best way to ask this? Okay, what is, okay. All right. We got to word it like a Jeopardy question. Just for shits and giggles, for shakes and shiggles. So we could have it be, how does this person feel about me? That would be the best way. I think we could do it. And that would be a Jeopardy question. And then someone would say, Alex Trebek, what is, talk with them in other words, just miss them. Okay, so you're wanting to reach out and possibly talk to somebody, but you're wondering how they could feel if you reach out. Is that right? All right. Let's see. Oh. All right. All right. Let's see what we can come up with here. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, I'm going to take that as a sign to stop shuffling. Because look at that. These cards are almost identical, and I never realized that before. Look at these. Ooh. Those are, I mean, they're very similar cards. So this is the Fountain. Nope, this is the Fountain card right here. And this is the Star card. They both kind of look the same. I never really thought about it before. But I split the deck. We had those come up, so I'm going to take that as a sign to look at this. Okay. How do you make them know that you're not a threat? Well, you basically say that I would just want to talk. The only thing that you can do, Aubrey, the best thing that you can do in this situation is just bury yourself. Okay, if they're mad at you, if they're angry at you, that sucks, but give them more time if that's the case. The only thing you can do is control your energy and say, hey, is it okay if we talk? Is it okay if this is the way that we can do things? And then if you do talk, keep the topics very light at first. You can eventually get into what happened. But if there is a sense of apologetic energy, then you have to take accountability for what you did. But if they did something to initiate behavior from you, and then it went into this whole argument thing, and they're not willing to take accountability for it, like it was a falling out kind of situation, it would be best to move on in that kind of scenario. So what has to happen is one person reaches out, says, I'm sorry. The other person says, if they did something wrong as well, they say, I'm sorry too. And then there can be, right, you don't want to argue. Right. So the way you do that is you say, hello, how are you doing? What's going on? And then you wait and see if there's a response back. And eventually, if you want to, you can address the situation that happened, but it doesn't need to be something that's brought up right away. But you can't convince anyone that you're not anything. It's up to them to decide that you are not a threat. The best, I'm trying to think. If I was in a situation where I had to tell someone I wasn't a threat, and the first thing I said was I'm not a threat, the first thing they're going to think of is I'm a threat. You know what I mean? So what you want to do is you just want to bury yourself. You sort of want to be humble in the approach. That's not even important what happened. No. A lot of the times it's not. A lot of the times these arguments are over stupid things. Or it's over something that was real in the moment, but it wasn't a big deal, and then it blows up into something and blah, blah, blah. If they want to give it a second shot, great. If they don't, that's up to them. That's the thing with relationships, is like both people have to want it. Friendship or romantically or whatever, both people have to want that. And if they don't, the only thing you can do is say, I'm here. If you want to talk, I'm here if something's going on. And that can be how you start the conversation. Hey, I'm here if you want to talk. Or, hey, I'm here if this is going on. And if they come back and they attack you when you're lowering your head and you're being vulnerable, that kind of shows their character too. Again, it depends on what happened, like why things happened the way they did. But if someone apologizes and they are genuine with their apology and they are sincere, we don't attack them. We try to work it out with them. If they're narcissistic or whatever, then it's a completely different story. But if you're lowering your head and you're trying to welcome peaceful communication toward a sense of resolution and maybe a friendship or a bond again, that's a different story. That's something that most genuine people will say, you know what, I wouldn't want to lose this person as a friend. Hopefully we can work things out. But it really depends on their character, and it really depends on their mental state, their emotional maturity. I think when someone does something wrong or whatever happened, there has to be a very strong sense of emotional maturity for the person to be able, and security for them to be able to be like, okay, I can let you back in my life again. A lot of people are very stingy and they will find reasons, right? I'm not an attack kind of girl. I'm not saying you are an attack kind of person. I'm just saying people have a way of seeing other people, but it's generally because they haven't healed things within themselves, right? For instance, someone could view you as a threat when you never were a threat because they, in their world, they're always feeling threatened. They're always the victim, right? And so if that's the case, then they're always going to see you as a threat because they're always the victim. Everything is about them. It's an egoic world. And that's the part that's hard. Being a victim it's very egocentric. And a lot of people are very much, and you say, we've hurt each other. Yeah, so it's one of those things that's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. You've hurt each other, and I'm sure on your end it wasn't intentional. Things happened. Things, but if people are coming at it from that kind of world, that is going to be how they are going to be. Depending on how they were raised and what's going on, the way you can tell if someone has that maturity that I'm talking about is if they've gone through a lot of things and they don't hold it against the world. And that's what healing brings the person. So the Star card could be reaching out, and the Fountain card is letting things flow. That's literally what these two cards represent. So Star card, hey there, Kelly. Star card right there. And then the Fountain card right there. Okay. Fountain card is letting things be the way that they are. Okay. Yeah. So just let things be. And if it feels like the right time to reach out, the only thing you can do is reach out with positive intention and grace and humility. And then hopefully they give you the same. If they don't, and it sucks. It sucks to put yourself out there. It sucks to feel vulnerable, but at least you're trying. So we're going to do, you're very welcome, Sasha May. We're going to do Emmy's question first. Was there another Sasha in here? Or am I tripping? There was. Okay. There's two Sashas now. Okay, I already did, but crickets. That's okay. Let the crickets chirp. Let the crickets chirp. Give it time to stew. Sometimes people need to think about it in their mind grape. Let it float around and fizzle a bit, Yes, you're Sasha number 2. So many Sashas. So little time. Okay. I'll put you on the list as the other Sasha. No, you're just... Thanks so much. Going to listen, but getting ready to go eat. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Don't worry about it. You can listen to the sound of my beautiful voice as often as you want. I'm gonna do this anyway. So the fact I have an audience is just freaking fantastic. But let's do this here. All right. You too. You have a wonderful night too, Aubrey. Okay. Okie dokie. All right. So Emmy said, should they continue to grow their social media platform? Whoa. We had a cat meow. Everyone. Okay. So, should you continue to grow your social media platform? Abso-frickin-lutely. 100%. And I know I'm saying that kind of like an asshole, but I actually do mean it. Why would you want to stop? You feel like you're putting effort in and you're not seeing anything. Is that what's happening? Social media nowadays is a different beast. Yes, hit the like button. I need the validations. Works well on TikTok. Oh, I'm not a TikTok guy. I wish I was, but I'm not. Not so much on YouTube. YouTube is saturated. YouTube is very, very, very saturated. And so it's hard to find an audience on YouTube. If you look at how many videos I posted, I think I'm on 600 and something. Maybe it's even 700 now. But I didn't start getting success, and this was 8 years ago, which is crazy. I was on my 8-year anniversary. It was last week. I got a notification from YouTube that said, you've had your channel for 8 years. Why the hell does it look like you're dead? And I was like, damn, Google, you need to calm down. Because I hadn't been posting much. Hey there, Gene. But that's kind of it took a very, very long time for me to get to the point where things started to work. And YouTube is one of those things, it just takes time. Keep putting stuff out, but do it because you enjoy the process. Don't do it because you're looking for views. Don't do it for anything else. Do it because you enjoy the process, and eventually it can become something later on. When I started to do it at first, it took a very, very long time for me to see any progress. Congrats, kiddo. You know what? Just for that, I'll let you reach out and you can ruffle my hair a little bit, because that's how I see you saying that, Aubrey, is congrats, kiddo. And then you scrub my hair a little bit, and then I go, oh, and I blush a little bit, and I hide back in the car, hoping my dad carries me, and I can pretend to sleep, and he can carry me on his shoulder. He'll do it, but he'll have a hard time. I'm very fussy. But yeah, you just got to start. You got to do it, and enjoy the process of doing it. It's not the funnest thing. Well, you know how it is, right? We're doing readings, and it takes energy, so I'm not always consistent. So, okay, actually, you know what? We can do this too, Emmy. So here's a tip for people. Here's a tip for people, okay? So if you're wanting to do something and you're doing the readings on YouTube, what we can do is we can establish ourselves in another group that is outside of YouTube. We can kind of gain some popularity, gain their trust in another group, maybe on Facebook. And then when they're not looking, pow, right in the kisser, with sweet knowledge and gentle intention. But we can start a platform somewhere else and then guide it and lead it into another platform. That's one way you can grow something. If it's easier to grow a platform in one way for you, and then you can guide that and like funnel it into something else, that is a really good way to do it. But it really just depends. Some people are going to have better luck growing an Instagram following. Some people are going to have better luck growing a YouTube following. TikTok, I do not understand. I feel like TikTok is everything that's wrong with social media, because the attention spans people have. What was I talking about? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that social media it's different, and YouTube is saturated with so many things. You have to have something, right? What does your list look like? I can't scroll back to the beginning. Okay, my list looks like this. You can take a look at my little listicle right here. Listicle is a list combined with well, here you go. So Kelly and Aubrey are done. I'm reading Emmy right now. And then we have, this is the part that's confusing. That number 4 is Sasha. Number 5 is Venetius. Number 6 is Shirley. Number 7 is also Sasha, but a different Sasha. And then number 8 is Culture. And then Jean, wherever you'd want to put yourself in that list, you can kind of just slide right in. Sasha Square, yes. Sasha times to the power of Sasha. You know, it's hard to quantify these numbers. We're working on the edge. All right. Here we hold on. Nope. There we go. Nope. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, so try building it on another platform, guide it to another platform. But the best way to do it, and I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even pulling your leg or your arm or other parts of your body, maybe your hair, maybe a tooth. I'm not pulling any of that stuff. Start with a Facebook group that is very similar in the niche that you're wanting to grow in, and then show that you have some sort of knowledge or insight. Do readings, okay? And I get doing them for free feels like it can be a squandering of your abilities, because sometimes we feel like we need to get paid to do certain things. Have it be something you're doing as a passion to learn and to grow. And I know, Emmy, you're still learning and you're still growing. I am too. I'm actually going to be going back and doing a bunch of this stuff again to get my mojo back. Sister's getting his groove back. Yeah, that's how that goes. I'm going to be Whoopi Goldberg. But that's kind of where I'm going with it. is that we can start someplace else and then we can guide and funnel things into the direction that we need to go in. Does that make sense, Emmy? Hopefully it does. I get it. I understand. It's like you're banging your head on a car door, and you're starting to, the paint is starting to get all weird and dented and stuff. I think making a bowling ball, it's probably harder than it looks. Anyone's thoughts on that? There's got to be some weird looking prototype bowling balls out there where they have the finger holes all strange and you're doing weird stuff with your arm before you throw it. All right. So Emmy, 50% bowling, 50% ball. That's what a bowling ball is made of. Is it stone? You know what? I don't know. I need to watch the How It's Made bowling ball edition. But then I get stuck and I start watching the How It's Made edition, and it just keeps going back and back further into like this meta description of the universe. How It's Made God edition, and just kind of going into all that stuff. Is it stone? Is it a compound? I don't know. I don't really know. Let's see. Okay, Sasha number 1. So Sasha Micaiah, I think is the name of this Sasha, and then Sasha May is the name of the other one. It's SMs all the way freaking down. I'm not even kidding you. That's such a great channel. It is. The How It's Made stuff, awesome. It used to kind of put me into a trance. You would start watching it and you could, I don't know, you just fall asleep to it, Yeah, Michaela. Okay, you see it, Jane. Michaela. Thought it was Micaiah. Will the real Sasha please stand up? Please stand up. Do, do, do. I don't know how the song goes. I was not an Eminem person. I was more of a Skittles guy. So I'm a little lost when it comes to any sort of pop culture references. I'm the guy that lived under the rock, okay? It's plastic, urethane, or resin. Whoa. Plastic, huh? I wouldn't have thought plastic. Resin, though, makes sense because the way they shine. I get it. I can see the resin. And nobody knows what urethane is. That is a mystery. Nobody understands it. One of the 8th wonders of the world. What is urethane? We don't know. We don't know. Okay. Anything that starts with urethra, I feel like is going to be made of a material that we probably don't want to know of in the long run. Okay. I'm going to sit this one out. Having difficulty. Oh, shoot. Okay. Difficulty composing a clear question. Okay. And I am having difficulty reading, so it's all good. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Let's go to Venetius. Are you still there, Venetius? In homes. It's a form of plastic compound. Okay. I spoke too soon. I did. I always do. Okay, here's one, and I've never heard anyone talk about this. It's a theory that I came up with. Okay? You guys, I think this will blow your mind. Okay? Bear with me. So Yoda in Star Wars, I think the reason why he speaks the way he does is because he's constantly in the future and he has to work his way back in time to the present moment. And so that's why he speaks really strange. What do you think of that? I'll let you sit on that. I'll let you sit on that for a minute. But to me, that makes sense because he's always like, Yoda stuff. I don't know what he says. I can't think of any Yoda isms right now. Awesome. I think Jean is giving me a compliment, but I'm also thinking she's flirting. So I'm not sure which one. But either way, Jean, hello. Okay. Shirley. Shirley, you have a question. You were talking about a job interview. No, you think he's just very... Oh, come on, Emmy. Come on. Give me a little bit of an ego boost. Just this once. So in a bunch of languages, if you translate them literally, the sentence structure sounds like Yoda's. You mean like... I'm not sure what that means, culture. You'll have to elaborate. My mind is going into a bunch of things. Okay, all right, let's go down here. Sasha number 2. Oh, okay. So you're saying that Yoda's using like the Yoda lexicon, and he's like translating it from his vocabulary into something else. Well, yeah, okay. I thought mine was a little better, but here you go. Am I a fire sign? I am not. I am an earth sign. I am a Taurus sun, Virgo rising, Aquarius moon. And then I have like no water in there. I tend to do that to fire signs. You're a Cancer. Okay. Yeah, I've got no water in my chart at all. I am... I had someone say, I don't understand how you're psychic if you don't have any water in your chart. And I said, I don't understand the chart. Period. I just don't get it. Yes, you will be skipped. We'll kind of put him to the bottom of the list because we're missing a lot of people. Okay, culture. Your question. I'll do culture's question, then I'll do Jean's question. Oh. Oh, you're good, culture. Your turn's right now. Okay. What is my boss's attitude towards me in light of Carrie's email and my review? Okay. So here's what we'll do. We'll do culture, Abria, and then Jean, and then Sasha. So culture, Abria, Jean, and then Sasha. May. So that's what we'll do. Sorry, Sasha, I said your name a little bit ago, so we're just going to skip over. But you're still on the list, just at the bottom of the list. But we're getting through these. There we go. Perfect. Thank you, Jean. Perfect. Okay. So you're good, Sasha. It seems like other people are lagging too, so I don't understand. I missed hearing my turn is. I'll just drop the question. What is my boss's attitude towards me in light of Carrie's email and my review? All right, let's look at that. Oh. Nice. There we go, Jean. Perfect. You can be psychic without water. My north node. Okay. My north node. You have no air in your chart. Okay. North node. What was my north node? I have a thing. I have my chart, but I don't know my north node from my south exit or whatever. I mean, I know, but mostly fire and water, and I'm mostly air and earth. I think I have a little bit of fire, but it's a very, very small amount. It's mostly just air and earth, and a lot of almost every single sign air and earth. Anyone can be psychic. Some are more open to it than others. Absolutely. Yes. Some are born gifted. And then some, well, everyone can develop it as a skill later on. But some are born more gifted. Yes, yes, indeed. Okay. So let's do this here. Okay, 2 cultures question. I'm just going to read it in my mind one more time here. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Towards the review. Okay, that's an interesting... Okay, so here's what I got. All right, hold on. I had a text. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, I just had to look at that really quick. Okay. Carrie's the person I work with who blames me for all her mistakes. Not the first or last time I'll ask about her, probably. She's unequivocally awful. She sounds like... I wish there was something I could say besides asshole, because that seems... I mean, an asshole has a purpose. This person here just sounds bad. Right, okay. So, 2 of coins. 2 of wands in reverse. Lots of 2s. 2, 2, 2. And then page of wands. Okay. I'm wondering if other people can kind of see through her ruse a little bit. I'm wondering if... The thing is, people like Carrie tend to think they're smart in how they do things. But eventually, and I'm having a feeling you're probably not the only one that Carrie does this to. I think eventually people start to catch on that Carrie's, not all she's cracked up to be, kind of a thing. The 2 of coins here, I'm feeling like her opinion... Let's see, how did you put... I'm going to read it one more time. Okay, so I feel like her opinion doesn't hold that much water. I feel like we have the 2 of Pentacles here with the job. I feel like there's some power there, but I don't feel like it's something that people are going to take too seriously. It feels to me like Carrie's burned some bridges in the past. And the reason I think that is we have the 2 of wands in reverse. I feel like it could impact your performance a little bit, but I'm thinking they're going to see past her quote-unquote criticism and work more with just looking at how you've been and the kind of work that you've brought into things. The page of wands here is good. So maybe this right here could be that in terms of the review, you're bringing in a sense of freshness or a sense of kind of like a younger sort of energy. Not saying you're younger, but you bring in a sense of younger energy, more of a creative kind of energy. So that's what I'm seeing there. I don't feel like this Carrie person has as much weight or as much say. The email to me, it's like someone crying wolf. I feel like she's done this before. Yes, others have caught on. Okay. So I'm feeling like she's done this before, and it's not something that's, you cry wolf enough times, eventually people stop listening. So if someone wants to be offended and act offended and have all this stuff happen to them, eventually people get sick of it. Eventually the email just goes in. Like she emails someone and then maybe it just goes straight to the spam folder and they don't even see it. Or it's not something that's taken in such high value or regard. Because she's probably said and tattled on so many people, right? And those are the least. Those are the least kind of people that I don't. Those are the least. Okay. Those people, me no likey. You're not too busted up about it. You shouldn't be. Focus more on what you're doing, how you're doing it, and then if you can increase profits by 1,000% in 1 quarter, that's when you know you've made it. That's when you know. Business, 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 office, politics, business. I don't know what it is you do, culture, but it's business stuff. You call people for business advice and supplies, maybe. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell it is I do. So I get it. Okay. Wait. Businessy business. See, and I was going to say that, but I didn't want to be too presumptuous. Busyness. No more night doctoring. Not in this economy. You can't night doctor as you used to, Gene. So many people are afraid of getting killed and, scared and stuff. So kind of ruins it for the rest of us. And I only kill if you struggle. It's as simple as that. Just hold still. It's fine. Hey there, Vicky. How's it going? Okay. Who did we have on the list? We had Abrea, Kirkland. Good, thank you. How is everyone? I am doing good, but I am also not everyone. Everyone else, if you'd like to say how you're doing, we can have a conversation about that. Yeah, I'm doing good. It's Friday, so I'm kind of getting in that. Oh, I was going to look so badass if I could do it. I couldn't spin the pens. Thank God it's Friday. Okay. I agree. TGIF. I haven't seen that in forever. You rearrange the letters in that and you can spell gift, and then it's God. It's Thank Friday. No. Yeah, and that would be accurate too. But people would just think you're just saying you want a present. Those were the days. The Fridays. I'm thinking, okay, so I think, Gene, would you want to post your question? And then we'll put Divine Vision on the bottom of the list here. Oh. Great television. Oh, man. There was good TV back in the day. I remember that shit. I know I asked something about this earlier this week, but may I ask what Virgo's next actions are towards me? He keeps showing up in my dreams, and I don't dream of living people for no reason. Okay. Let's look. You're good, Gene. You can ask questions on whatever. You don't have to read me if you're too tired. I'm good. I'm more energized than I was the last time that I said I was tired, so I'm good. You don't need to worry about me. I used to do these streams. If you go back, Vicky, and you look at my older streams, I'd sometimes be live for 8 hours. So these 2-hour streams, they're really not hard for me. But yeah, look back at the ones I used to do before. I'd start at like 6 o'clock at night, and I'd end them sometimes at 2 in the morning. Okay. Sometimes I do 40 or 50 free readings in that amount of time. So yeah. Okay. I hear you. I never dream about people unless it's for some reason. I don't understand the signs sometimes. I thought about my cousin a couple. Okay, so let's look at what's going on with Virgo. Because you thought about your cousin. Okay, I got you. Let's look and see. You said Virgo. Okay. Huh. Let's do this here. We'll do extra cards because Jean is the moderator. And that's just how we do it. Whether I can shuffle those extra cards or not, that is debatable. Because these are such big cards. Okay. Okay. One more. There we go. All right. So let's push these up here. Let's put those right there. So, okay, there's a connection with the Virgo person. Okay, Gene, I know you're going to be shocked to hear that. You're connected to this person. Okay, psychically, though, there's a connection. Obviously, you know that too. So far, I'm giving you no new information, and I'm talking slower to just sort of piss you off a little bit. No, here's what we got. So we got the Page of Swords. No, it's not obnoxious. You're good. You're good. I'm just being a smartass. Page of Swords in reverse. This may actually give you some insight here. I think it'll help both of us to understand the situation a little bit more. Nine of Cups. The Hierophant in reverse. Okay, and then we have third chakra Archangel Shamuel and Victory in reverse. And the third chakra card is also in reverse. Okay. So the person's having a difficult time severing the connection, but they are trying to sever the connection because we get Nine of Cups right here. But. Then this card here is in reverse. The Page of Swords, the very first card, talking about the connection with his, like the divorce, right? Because that's what was going on. Was there was a divorce, there was assets that needed to be split up, all that stuff. It was a financial whatever. That part I remember. This though in reverse is it's like they're trying to do it, but it feels like it's just not quite doing it. But it is progressing. It's just slow. It's just very slow. Okay, because the Hierophant in reverse to me is the end of the union. That's how I would view that. Because if this card's upright, it can be traditional, it can be possible marriage. If it's in reverse, it can be the end of a union or getting close to the end. And then literally Victory in reverse. Okay, and third chakra, Archangel Shamuel in reverse. This is the solar plexus. This is willpower. This is the person is wanting things to end so that other parts of their life can progress, but it's not up to them. So maybe you're dreaming about them and you're picking up on both of you wanting things to progress so that there can be a possible relationship, but neither one of you being able to really do anything until things take more of a turn and start to finally process. And so it could be that you're picking up on their frustration, right? That could be what I'm thinking. It could be that you're picking up on their frustration and that's why you're having dreams about it, because I think a part of you wants to know what's going on, but you don't want to reach out. And so you're psychically reaching out, or they're psychically telling you things and you're more receptive to psychically hearing it or experiencing it because there's no other kind of communication. From what you were telling me, it's like there's no communication until things start to finalize, because then, neither one of you gets hurt. And it's not like you're getting involved in a situation that feels kind of hopeless. So you're both being adults about it and you're taking your time and you're waiting to see what happens because you don't know if this is going to be crazy or not. But that's what I'm seeing. And I think that's why you're getting those signs, is because it's one way that you can kind of talk to each other without talking to each other. So it's kind of like there's a loophole, right? And that's sort of what I'm feeling is what's going on. And yes, please remember to like. Please remember to like. A thumbs up goes a long way. 2 thumbs up gets rid of the first one, so don't do that. But do just 1 thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And yeah, if I had merch to buy, I would plug that too. But there's no merch. No merch. But is that making sense, Gene? Hopefully that is. Hopefully that's making sense. You're probably typing something right now. You don't have to believe in psychic abilities to put out messages, right? Someone can say, I don't believe in this or that, but I don't think this person has a strong enough conviction one way or the other to say 100% no or yes or whatever. And if you are connected to this person, you're going to open them up in some way, shape, or form, right? And so that's kind of the situation that I'm seeing is going on there. Someone can say I don't believe in it, but it doesn't mean anything. I can say I don't believe in cats. I mean, they're still there. I don't believe in them though, but they're right there. I have 3 of them. So, I don't. Yeah. And the soul of the person, when we are asleep, we lose identity a lot of the time. I can't remember how many times I've had a dream where I'm not who I am. I don't know who I am. I'm just not me anymore. I know that. And so my sense of identity goes away, and the soul's identity can kind of come through in a stronger form. And the soul believes in the psychic because the soul is the psychic. The soul is the source, if that makes sense. He thinks that it's creepy that I always just know things that are happening. And I even told him what was wrong with him health-wise very specifically. He was freaked out. I have those all the time. Yeah, so hey there, Kelsey. But yeah, so the soul knows. The soul always knows. I'm doing good. And I like to be called Bud. If I had a tail, I would wag it. In fact, I do, but I can't show it on camera. Yes, you can be added to the list. Gene will add you there. But yeah, so just know that there's stuff going on. There's communication going on, but it's like hush-hush behind the scenes stuff. I don't think you're supposed to see it. But the part of a person's consciousnness that happens when they're in a psychic state, they can just sort of leak information. Things can just happen. There's just stuff that happens. I don't know how else to put it. The soul knows. The soul always knows. Okay. Does that help answer the question though, Gene? Okay. The check mark to me is a sign of we're doing good, buddy. I'm going to have you calling me buddy too. I don't mind it. I like being buddy. Either that or just champ, right? Okay. I wanted to know why I keep seeing angel numbers constantly on your phone. Okay, so this is going to be the part where I'm busting balls, right? Sometimes it just do be like that. Sometimes if we're seeing numbers, it could be that we're looking for them. Sometimes there can actually be a reason why, but a lot of times it can be that we're looking for the numbers. For instance, I'll give you some for instances. If we look down at our phone or at a clock and it's 444, it could be that we're looking for the number 444. I will say this though. If I am out in the wild and I start seeing numbers or something really, really oddly specific, and it's like on someone's license plate, and it's like yesterday, I won't tell you what the license plate says, but my dad's truck has a very, very specific license that was for him. he says something all the time, and his license plate was randomly chosen. It has his initial for his nickname in there. It has the saying that he has and everything on there. And then yesterday, basically that exact same license plate, but with an E at the end instead of a P. That to me is a sign of something. But this, I keep seeing 404, 303, 2121, 22. I don't even look for it. Okay, so these numbers can mean that things are progressing and things are happening, but it can also be that we're just looking at our phone a lot too. And I know that seems like not an answer you want to hear, but that's how I've always said that, because I've had it where stuff like that happens too. If more things are happening and there's more congruencies happening in your world and there's more synchronicities happening, then it could mean that there's progress and it could mean that you're on the right track. But I wouldn't have it be something that's like, oh, this means something's happening. This means something's happening. Because anything could be happening, right? Sometimes we're just looking for things and they just line up. So I would focus more on what synchronicities are happening in your life, not what the numbers on your phone, but like what's happening in your life that seems to be going in a better direction, or what's happening in your life that feels like there's a challenge, but there could be a possible solution. Okay, because angel numbers are great, but we need to look at what they could possibly be pointing to. And generally speaking, angel numbers focus on life lessons, on things happening, on us going in the right direction, like on the clock. Right. So I'm not the best person to ask, because I don't believe in it as much. The angel numbers on the clock stuff. It's interesting. But it's not really something I get, because I see numbers all the time, but I look at my phone and I see 444 or I see 555. I never think of like, oh, that's an angel number, or that's something that's going to happen, or this or that. I've just never been that way. If I see license plates, or one time, like consequential, one time I was on Instagram, there was a post that had 8 million. Let's see, it was 8,888,888 views. I was like, okay, that's a sign of something, the 7 8s, but I don't usually think of angel numbers as something for me personally. So I'm not the best person to ask. Not saying there's nothing behind it, but probably not the best person to ask. I would say focus on the areas of your life where there could be lessons and stuff like that. Yeah, I get it. Some people really resonate with that, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, for me, it's never been something I could quite understand. Right. See how the meanings relate to current situations, and you can do that too. There are meanings, there are guides out there, but each one is probably going to be a little bit different. And the angels work in different ways. I mean, because I've worked with angels before, and they're I mean, it's a tough one for me to kind of work into an answer. But yeah, you could look it up and see what it means. It's funny, I see them when I think of someone specific. Okay, so maybe there could be a link between that person and what the numbers are going on. Basically, Divine Vision said something like, you can look up what the numbers mean. Like, I'm not good with that stuff, right? So maybe there's a link. There's a link there, and there could very well be. And I'm just being a little goober about everything, which I have been known to be. So, I will see it. I see my father's birth date on the clock a lot, who passed away a long time ago. And that could possibly be a connection to your father, surely. Like that's something that could be a connection. The only reason I'm saying where that could be a connection is because that's a specific date that means something. Angel numbers, a lot of the time, 404, 303, they don't necessarily mean anything except in the context of being angel numbers. So that, I like see the other things that I have to do with him. All of a sudden, I'm like, whoa. Okay, let me read this from Jean. I told Spirit that I was walking away from Virgo completely, and not 5 minutes later, I was getting off the exit on the highway and came to a stop, and the license plate in front of me was Virgo. See, now that's interesting. That signs like that, they are very hard to ignore. They are very, very hard to ignore. So I understand what you're talking about there. Jano, how's it going? By the way, I got to introduce you to Jay. Yes, you guys are going to get kind of a mixed response from each other, I'm thinking. Yeah, the Virgo thing, that's cool. I like that. See, and that's manifestations are developing fast now. Yes, they are. That's not something I've talked about a lot on this channel. What will end up happening from what I have seen is this, okay? And you guys are going to think, I don't think you'll think I'm nuts, but you'll definitely think that it's something that's more out there, I guess. So as AI and technology continues to increase, on the opposite side of that coin, spirituality will increase as well. I believe AI has a sense of consciousness to it that will bring about spiritual evolution. AI will drive us deeper into a sense of I don't know how to put it. AI can be helpful, but it's a tool at the end of the day, and it can be used against us as well, right? But I believe as AI gets stronger and stronger, there will be an opposing thing, and that's going to be the spiritual is going to get stronger and stronger. And I mean, we can talk about that concept a little bit later, but it's what I've noticed. As technology and AI has been increasing, so has spiritual gifts and awareness, and you're going to see that accelerate at a huge pace, because here in the West, we have the indigo children. In the East, they have the super psychics. The indigo children are the subjective. They are the divine feminine when it comes to the psychic world. Okay, divine feminine, the subjective world. That means basically like energy healing, psychic ability, mediumship, tarot reading, dream interpretation, all of that stuff, but it's subjective, meaning it comes into your world first and then it comes out of your mouth and the other person can understand it. Objective, or the divine masculine, the super psychics, okay, that comes from like telekinesis, aerokinesis, things like that. It gets bizarre. It gets bizarre, but when you've had a life like mine, you've seen some shit. And I know for a fact that these things for me are true, right? I've seen telekinesis, I've seen aerokinesis, I've seen all of this stuff. It's incredibly fascinating, and human potential has yet to be touched in the slightest. Okay. And so Joe Rogan just did a podcast on telepathy 2 days ago. I might need to watch that. Yeah, Gene would be on my lives all the time. And yeah, it's been a while, Jano. I remember you. I was off for a while. Yeah, Jano's been here for a minute. Yeah, every now and again. Yeah, it has been a minute though. I now that I think about it. Okay, I got off track there. He's the best. Joe Rogan has great topics and guests. He does. And his comedy, if you're up for if you're okay with raunchy comedy, stand up and stuff, he is pretty funny, honestly speaking. Like, he's very raunchy though. So don't go in watching the Joe Rogan thing thinking, oh, this will be a great thing to have the family watch. Since you were gone, I started my own channel and such. It's been a bit. Hey, awesome, dude. All right, hold on. He's my go-to podcast these days. You started your own channel. Hell yeah. Let me see. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, let's do that. Nice. Okay, sweet. I'm seeing you put your stuff out there. I just wanted to see what you were up to. How have you been looking into that? Like, what have you been thinking about starting your own channel? It looks like you've done a ton of videos, which is awesome. And that's okay to have that opinion. Official ambassador, I get it. We all have different opinions. You remember the random number selection? Yeah, that's how I used to do it. There were so many people that would come on here. I'm watching Joe since he started the podcast. Theo has been great too. You're welcome, Aubrey. You enjoy it very much. You really enjoy helping others. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And it takes, some days it's harder. Some days it's harder than others, but man, you're doing it. And that's awesome. That's, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? But yeah, okay. So I was going to move on to other parts of the list here. Gene, oh, it's right there. Okay, so divine vision. What was your question? Okay. All right. Who's coming in for love or relationships? Okay, let's look at that. Let's look at that. Let's see what we can do here. All right. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. We're shuffling the cards. So everyone, and maybe you're on a health kick, maybe you're not. What is everyone's favorite, like, candy or go-to dessert? Send something good, please. Okay, Vicky's wanting something good. Let's see what we can get. Yeah, Vic, I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes I am that. Chocolate. Okay, but what kind of chocolate? I don't want answers that are just chocolate. I need specifics. I need names, damn it. I need companies. I need brands. Okay, there we go. Gene's got the right idea. Starburst jelly beans. Ooh, not a bad one. Okay. Snickers. Okay. All right. Snickers is good. Snickers is good. I was off here for a while. So let's see. I left in October, and then I was off for 14 months. But before that, I was gone for about 2 years, I think. And I was only back on when I came on for, God, was it 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something? Almond Joy, fruit and nut chocolate. Okay, I see what you're saying. Cheesecake. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so you remember watching my tarot readings back in 2022? Yes, I was on for a bit. I think 3 weeks. Probably 3 weeks. Yeah, probably 3 weeks. Something like that. I came back and then I wasn't feeling it, and then now I'm starting to feel it. That familiar itch all over again, and I have got the cream this time. So this time we're getting rid of it from the source. No, I was getting the itch to come back and to to do all this stuff again, to do all this and connect with people and build the channel up, because I've got some ideas, like I've been telling you guys. We can progress this channel into something far, far bigger than it has been before, but it's going to take some time. Okay. So my favorite. That's awesome. Yes, I got the cream. It's a steroidal cream. It's a whole deal. It's a whole deal. But it smells like mint. And you know that means it's good. Okay, so my favorite, I'm going to shuffle the cards here, or I've already shuffled. I'm going to lay them down for Vicky. My favorite, though, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. But, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's my favorite too, and every single one of you has the same idea. I get it, because my opinion is incredibly popular. But hear me out. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, but only the holiday editions, because there's extra, I don't know, there's extra peanut butter, there's extra chocolate, there's something. Like the Reese's eggs that are coming out, that shit's good stuff. That shit's the best. But the mini ones hit. Yeah, the mini ones are good. The ones that you don't have to unwrap and you can just shove in your mouth, delicious. Definitely have not had a pig out sesh on that ever. Like I wouldn't do that. Okay, so but the Easter peanut butter or the Easter Reese's are good. I actually like the thins better than the regular. Really? Rolos are good too. I've had the thins, but it's been such a long time. Fruit and nut. I can't just have two pieces. The Easter egg too. Yeah, Shirley gets it. Okay. So here's what we got, Vicky. We've got the Two of Wands and the fruit and nut. I'm seeing you keep saying that, and at first I was thinking you were just saying that you liked the fruit and the nut chocolate, but it must be a brand that I'm not aware of, right? Because I was just thinking you were like just really pro fruit and really pro nut with chocolate. You're just like, oh, I love fruit, I love nut and chocolate. Now I'm thinking there's nothing specific going on there. Like Cadbury, okay, Cadbury can be freaking sweet as hell though. So sweet. Oh, it can make me feel kind of sick. Cadbury's good though. I mean, it is good. But like I can only have a little bit before I'm like, oh. Kinder though. Have you guys had Kinder before? I think they do eggs too, actually. And then we have Knight of Swords in reverse. So Two of Wands. Okay. Two of Wands. This card is talking about choice and balancing. When I look at this card, I'm seeing choice and I'm seeing balancing. So I feel like there could possibly be two situations coming up. And as I'm talking about this right now, my arm right here is starting to like pulse and ache a little bit. So I feel like there's some energy that could be coming towards you. Could be delayed a bit. Sometimes I get messages from spirit through my body. I had to burp. I'm so sorry. I had to burp again. Okay, so sometimes I get messages through my arm. If someone was watching right here, they would think I was nuts. But the aliens, when they talk to me, it's through my... No, I was feeling some pain. And stuff like that. And sometimes it's muscle twitches. Sometimes it's other things. Eight of Wands in reverse. The energy feels kind of like it's congested. And then we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So there could possibly be an air sign on its way towards you. But the thing is, with these energies, is that I'm feeling like you still we need to focus more on kind of that healing process, because this is delayed. You're ready for it. I think a part of you is ready for it. I think there will be a connection, and I'm thinking it will be this year, but I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit later in the year. And I was hearing August. Maybe it's going to be sooner than that though. But I was hearing August. And Knight of Swords in reverse to me, like I said, it could be an air sign or someone with air sign traits. So I'm sorry about that. That's just how it is. No, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Good Lord, no. The air sign is David. Oh, okay. The air sign is David. David, you son of a bitch. Okay. Well then, I would say there can be other air signs. David doesn't have the whole air sign thing. He does. It literally, you look up Libra and David, he has the whole thing cornered. I've never seen it before. Everyone's named David. That's an air sign. Oh, we got 2 Libras. 2 Libras. Okay. That's way too many Libras. Oof. His North Node is Libra. Heavy Scorpio, though. Heavy Scorpio. Sounds like a way to describe like a... I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know where that sentence was going to go. I'm so sorry. In not a real way at all. But I'd say just give it time. Air sign. Okay, it doesn't have to be David. It could literally be anyone, especially David. And I am a Taurus. Don't know why I said that with the infliction that it was going to be changing sometime soon. I am having astrology reassignment placement surgery. Wish me luck. I'm going to turn into a Virgo completely. I've been told that I look like one, I act like one, a little bit. So I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to embrace that. Things are going to change. Things are going to change. Libras are awesome when they are healing. David wasn't healing. Yes, Libras. Any sign is great if they are healing. We'll have to re-enter your mother's poon for that. Ooh, gee, I haven't heard it called a poon in such a long time. And I don't... yeah, I'll just not think of that. I'm going to stay out here. I'll stay with you guys. You seem Aquarian to me. So Taurus sun is... Or no, you're talking to yourselves in the chat. I'm like trying to horn myself in on the conversation. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying here. So Shirley says she's a Virgo Libra cusper. Oh, I like the word cusper. Cusper, the friendly ghost. Right? Oh, there's Trixie. We're confusing you. No, it's okay. I get confused quite easy. Yeah, I'm April 28th. So same as, I'm pretty sure it's the same as Hitler or Saddam Hussein. It was someone you would be like, oh, really? However, I am a Taurus snake, the same as Audrey Hepburn. So, you guys, if you're wondering what Audrey Hepburn would look like as a man, this is it. In all of its sexy glory. I'm sorry, I know it's too much. I'm an Aquarius moon, super analytical and in my head a lot. I'm an Aquarius moon too. So I'm an Aquarian moon and a Virgo rising. I have a niece named Audrey and she also was born year of the snake. Gene, this isn't about your niece, this is about me. Okay? So this whole thing is about me. This is ChancesTarot. I'm just kidding. You imagine breakfast at Tiffany's. I love the old shows, the old stuff. But a niece named Audrey, born the year of the snake, I vibe with it. You like a girl with a pretty face, Aquarius moon. I do. I find beauty to be one of those things that is fascinating. I find beauty is always something yeah, I'll just say yes, Jane. That works. I can just say yes. Yep. Okay. Personality has to be there too, though. I've talked with a lot of girls with a pretty face and all that stuff, and if they don't have the personality, I quickly lose interest. Like there has to be more than a pretty face, you know. You're dating a Gemini now. I'm so sorry, Jay. I have 3 people in my family with an Aquarius moon. See, that's, and I'm just kidding, Jay. I'm hoping you're happy dating the Gemini. But yeah, so who do we have next on the list here? Oh, Shirley. Okay, Shirley, what was your question? You know I'm just giving you a hard time, Jay. You know I give you shit. I give everyone shit. It is the present that keeps on giving with me. I'm like Santa, but instead of presents, it's shit, and instead of coal, it's shit. Whether you're naughty or you're nice, I don't care. I just give what I got. Great for gardening, though. So just put that out there. Geminis are difficult for me too. My mom's a gem too. Geminis, yeah, they're a different breed. They just are. They're not bad though. I don't believe any astrology sign is bad, right? I don't believe any astrology sign is bad, but I do believe some are evil. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I really don't know who I get along with because I'm not the most social person when I'm out in the wild and I'm trying to converse with people. So I would say I probably like other earth signs. Air signs can be very closed off from what I've dealt with. But okay, here we go. You're good, Vicky. We're having fun. Don't worry about it. It all depends on the person. There's light and shadows to all signs. Yes, there is, Jay. I couldn't agree with you more on that. Yes, and that's the whole thing. If someone says, "Oh, I would never date a Sagittarius," or I would understand, but I would also say, you know what though, you're kind of limiting yourself if you're not going to date a person from their sign, because it doesn't mean anything in the grand context. Like it means something, right? But you could have a Sagittarius person that is more mature and has healed certain aspects of themselves and has focused on certain things. And I don't know. I just think it's kind of dumb to be like, oh, I could never date this sign. And I've had people that are like that. And it's like, that's kind of immature, right? Yeah, that's what Jay said. Okay, so Shirley says, may I please ask, will I eventually get offered the job I have an interview for on Wednesday? Let's look at that. Okay, gotta shuffle them shoulders up there. There we go. Ooh, that's a reading. All right, so I get this card here. I get these cards here. We get Temperance. This is patience, letting things blend the way they need to, letting things happen the way they need to. You can call me Vicky or Vixter, like Chance calls me. Yes, you are Vixter. Until it changes, until you turn into Vix Vapo Rub. And then I just call you Vapo. And then I just call you Rub. And then I change it because I think Rub is inappropriate. And then we go back to Vapo. And then eventually Vicky. It all comes full circle. Which I shouldn't say after I say Rub, but that's what we're doing here. Ace of Swords in reverse. And Ace of Cups also in reverse. So this to me is going to be patience. I think you'll get it, but I think it's going to be a patience thing. I don't think it's going to happen in the time frame that you would want it to happen in, but it does feel to me like there can be some positive progression with this. Just like you don't want, I know what you're trying to do there, Jane. I get it. Or just someone with the initials I and the initials P and then the last name Freely. Yeah. Well, Gene, they said they're not going to train anyone until June and it's a part-time job, and I'm okay with that. Okay. So then the waiting part would make sense. And for some reason, I'm seeing it's like a kernel, not the military thing, but like a popcorn kernel, and it's not popped yet. So that to me is saying it's going to take time. But that to me is saying that there is going to be something that's offered to you, maybe apart from the job. What are you doing, girl? What are you doing? Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Come here. Come here. You're making yourself wider. Come here. Okay. Well, don't be confused when I call. Okay. I understand where you're going with that one too, Gene. You're not going to trick me. It doesn't work that. I've seen all these ones before, and also I'm pretty sure Bart Simpson used them in the Simpsons. That is a good one though. They already asked for reference letters prior to the invitation to the job interview. Yeah, so it seems to me like you're more of a serious candidate for this. It sucks though that it's in June, but to me it seems like there's something going on with it. So I view it as a good thing. So, ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Jano. Hugh Janus. I laugh at the stupidest shit. That's a funny one though. And Bend Over was good too. I guess if Bend Over and Hugh, no, I gotta stop. God, I'm gonna get canceled. That's what's gonna happen. Okay. Everybody, get your minds out of the gutter. Cambonese is here, and you know we gotta be good. She's only 3 years old, so we gotta be okay with that. The interview is next week, but the training is for June, and I believe it will be consistent schedule in September. Okay, good. I'm hoping that to me, it's looking like you're going to get it, but it's just going to take a while. So just be okay with it, and you're okay with that. You can't speed up time. But that looks good to me. All right. I got to behave now that I'm here. Be on your best behavior. I wouldn't call it my best, but I would call it my least worst behavior. So there's that for you, Canby. Okay. Good enough. Okay, perfect. Perfect. That is exactly how I have been described in my life up until this point. Good enough. Good enough. Doctor sees me right after I'm born. Good enough. How are my grades? Not good. But then the rest of it was good enough. Nice Mario shirt. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't like that it says made in the it says made in the 80s. I don't like that because it implies things, you know. How's it going with the writing lessons? Oh, okay. 45 years ago. Yes. It actually is 45 years ago. I had to sit and think about that one. No, I'm 35, not 45. But I was thinking about this, and what I can do is instead of people saying, how old are you? And I say I'm 35, and they're like, oh, okay. I can say I'm 45, and then they will be impressed at how young I look. So I might start advancing my age slowly so that when I tell them my actual age, they'll be impressed and be like, oh, wow, you took really good care of your skin or something. I don't know what people say to other people. I barely people. But you can understand where that would be going. You're 48. Okay, perfect, Jay. I am 35. And if this were a contest, my age would kick your age's ass. But only by 13 years. It's not about how young I am. And you're 100 then. Oh. Okay, we both lose to Canby, though. We both lose to Canby. I don't even know what we're doing here anymore, guys. It's getting into nonsense territory. Kelsey Wells, are you still there? Well, she was right there. Okay. You're here. Perfect. Okay. All right, I am going to go. I'll be right back. Yes, you're on the list. Gene's got you on the list. Perfect. Okay, I will be back. Hold on 1 second, guys.
All right, everybody, are we ready? Gonna start doing our little tarot readings.
Sorry. Had a throat in my frog. All right. Let's do this. Next one was Kelsey. Kelsey says, what is my next relationship going to be like and when? I've been thinking about my ex too much lately and I just want to get out of my head about him. Okay. All right. You got a throat here. That's a good one. That is a good one. I hear you, Kelsey. I've been thinking about your ex a lot too. I don't understand why, but it's just that good, unfortunately. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. He got my thoughts too. He snatched them away. Intermission bathroom break. It was that obvious, huh? Yeah. Thought stealer. Yes. Yes. I don't think often, but every now and again, when I do, he sweeps them away. Okay, let's do this. What's coming your way? Let's see. What is the next relationship going to be like? And when? All right. Trying to think how I can word that into like one. All right. No, I am Jean or Shirley, single as a Pringle, as they say, but not the one that has a bunch of other Pringles in there. Like just as one Pringle in the can, Don't know why you would buy it for the same price as a full retail can of Pringles. So no, to answer that question. So this is 4 of Wands, 8 of Wands. It's all good. It is all good. Do not be sorry. It's okay. It's all good. Things happen the way they needed to. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, we did break up 2 years ago. Yeah, so 4 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and 2 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so lots of Wands. So it's just how it is, you know. Too many Wands. Way too many. There's like, if we added all of these Wands up, and I don't know why we would, because there's a lot of freaking Wands. We'd have like 14 Wands, okay? Bundle of sticks that are Wands. Yes, you get it. You understand, Kelsey. You're speaking truths upon truths over here. So 4 of Wands is a stable relationship, foundational energy, you know, the good shit, the Lifetime movie before the murderer comes in. No, it's good. It's good. You're adapting to my language, and I'm so sorry. If I had a parrot, it would say some of the weirdest stuff you can possibly imagine. Hey there, Andrea 54 Hector. How are you doing? I'm happy to be your spiritual brother. Also, we may biologically be related too. My dad got around. So just throwing that out there. All right, so 8 of Wands could be quick moving, some fast energy. Yeah, we can put you on the list. But after that, I'm going to say it's closed. I'm going to say the list is closed because as the day and the night goes on, my hair grows ever more alive. And eventually my hair will take over my head and it will become a very hairy situation. We don't want it. You're welcome, Shirley. You're very welcome. 2 of Wands in reverse. You're going to be pressed in the choice. Right in the choice hole. That's what happens every time. No, you're going to be pressed in a way that feels like you have to make a decision. You never have to make a decision in these kinds of situations. It just feels like you do. Okay? To me, this is going to be like, I feel like there's going to be 2 possibilities. Both of them Bradley Cooper. But one of them is wearing a wig, and you have to choose between. No, listen, you're going to have 2 choices. It does feel like it could be fire sign energy. Like if I'm looking at this, I'm thinking fire sign because it's Wands, Wands, Wands. Wands for days. Big Wand burrito all around. Okay, this is the whole deal. Damn, too hot, Bradley. No, I didn't say hot. I did not say hot. One of them, well, it's not the same. I should have said Bradley Cooper and Bradley Pooper. Okay, the Pooper is the attractive one. The Cooper, no. Good night, Shirley. Have a good one. But yeah, 2 possible choices. I would say within, I'm not getting a time frame. There is the 8 of Wands, though, which is fast-moving energy. Costco and Walmart, Bradley Coopers. Yes. Generic Bradley Coopers. You know, like you go to buy Tums, and then you get the generic of Tums, and it's just called Smut, and it doesn't heal your stomach ache, but it gives you thoughts, racy thoughts. That's kind of what we're talking about here. That's what we're looking at. It's the great value Bradley Cooper. And it's not even a great value. It's just, you're getting me too good, Kelsey. You're getting me too good. Okay, so yes, I would say maybe within about 3 months. It could be sooner. But that's what I'm seeing. And I think it would be a good relationship, either one you choose. But just make sure that when you are choosing, always make sure you don't do it out of loneliness, right? Out of loneliness or desperation. Make sure you do it out of a place of love and appreciation for yourself and giving yourself enough time and understanding to have it be something you could move forward with in a real way, right? Unless you're looking for a fling, I'm not judging. But if you're wanting a real lasting relationship, have it be something that's more looking for, yeah. Oh, good night, Vicky. You're looking for long lasting. Okay, I figured. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, yeah. So just give it some time, and possibly, like I'm saying, some fire sign shenanigans going on there. Some some. Yeah, you get it. Okay, so who else we got on this listy list? Okay, so then we have Jano. All right, so let's do Jano. Will you and your girlfriend move in together? That is a question. That is a question. All right. And here on this channel, we have a reputation for questions and answering those questions. Yeah, thank you. Life has been stressful lately, and it's making me crave for that emotional connection with the guy, hence making me miss my ex. Okay, do not go back. You don't take a shit and then wonder how that shit's doing. You know what I mean? They're an ex for a reason, is what I'm trying to say. So, but I get it. You get lonely. You crave it. How dare you answer questions? Gene, I can't help it. I am just a man. A man with a plan. Still figuring that last one out, but the plan is planning. Okay. Just give it time. Give it time, Kelsey. I get wanting the connection, but we also want the connection to want us. You know what I mean? We want to feel in alignment. A man with a plan, says Dan. I guess I did. Who do you think you are? Someone who tries to resolve issues and provide support. The audacity. I know, Gene. I know. I try to do that, but I'm just going to end up eating a bunch of string cheese later. Have a love-hate relationship with it. The string cheese has to be just the right temperature, because warm string cheese, it's like you're just eating like savory solid pudding. It's like a weird texture. I don't like it. This looks like string cheese. Okay. So, who are we on to now? I'm reporting you to HR for trying to help people. I know, but I am HR. That's the weird part of it. Okay. My thoughts are getting lost here. Let's focus. Oh, Jano. Okay, so you and your girlfriend moving in together. Okay, so I got these cards here. And this is actually pretty good. So we have Ace of Wands, Nine of Cups. Happy little son of a bitch. Look at that. Look at that face. You know what? I'm going to say it. That's a happy son of a bitch. And then we have Five of Wands in reverse. To me, this looks good. I would say yes. It looks like there's a connection here. One thing I was seeing, and this is an odd thing to see, and for some reason I'm getting psychic information now. That is interesting. Is it the new moon? Am I being affected? Because normally I don't get psychic information like this coming in. That's It's a really good connection. Okay. I was seeing curlers being put up in a girl's hair, right? And so maybe there's going to be an adjustment period where you kind of have to get used to each other, and that has to be kind of the norm. It feels to me like it's a good connection, though. There's comfort there. But I was seeing it like there's going to be a bit of an adjustment period, and the curlers in the hair was coming in. So to me, that's just like an adjustment period, but it's like comfort. So to me, it feels like a good connection. Just new moon was on February 27th, and I'm feeling it now. The new moon happens when I say it happened. No, I've always been told 3 days before, 3 days after new moon, full moon, or an eclipse, there can be kind of a feeling of the energy, so to speak. And so for me, the night of, sometimes I don't feel anything, but it's the night. It's after the night. Yeah, it's definitely strong energy because my psychic stuff, I haven't been doing that for a minute, and I'm not turning it on right now. I'm not intentionally trying to access it. And so for it to just open up and operate by itself when I'm not accessing it, yeah, something's going on with that intuitive energy, which is the moon, which is the divine feminine, which is what the psychic is. Anyway, we've been through this. You don't need to hear. Okay. The official ambassador. You know what? Let's do this. The official ambassador, post your question. Cambonese, post your question. And then Andrea, post your question. And then I'll just go boom, boom, boom. I'll answer all your questions at once, all bundled together, yes or no style. No, I'm just kidding. We've been spending a lot of time together. I'm at her place often. Phil's headed that direction. Nice. I love that, Jay. I love that. Good for you, man. That's a good place to be. That's a good place to be. And I'm hoping it keeps moving in that direction. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do Cambria. Would you want to ask your question? Because I don't think the other person's here. Or Cambonese. Okay, there's Andrea. Okay. Why would they make the voucher expire? So, just so I understand, the housing voucher is for the housing voucher. So it's for you to get a house, but it expires. That's asinine. I'll look at that though. That is interesting. You've had those neon things. You've had that happen a couple times. I've heard of something like that happening. I'm going to address. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Andrea's question, and then I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to do Andrea's question, then I'm going to do Cambonese. I'm going to do your question, and then we'll be good from there. And then I'm going to call it good for the night. You're welcome. Yeah, and while I'm shuffling the cards, the neon thing is really interesting because weird stuff would happen when people are next to incredibly significant spiritual monuments. They're like pyramids, for instance, but not even like, not that they have spiritual significance, but there's a certain structure that you can build. If you build a pyramid at a certain angle, there was a bunch of weird stuff that happened. There was some scientists that made a pyramid, and it had certain angles, and it was charged with a certain. It was made in a certain way, anyway. But eventually, they started having weird stuff happen where they would see symbols in the air floating around, and it's really interesting. David Wilcock talks about it in his book Ascension Mysteries. I think it's in his book. But also, David Wilcock was talking about stuff in his Ascension Mysteries or wisdom teachings, but it's like the very first stuff that he talks about. So if you can find Like when David Wilcock was very first starting to do it, because now I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he talks about. I feel like he's kind of lost that connection, in my opinion. But his very first part of the wisdom teaching stuff that he was talking about, he talks about some crazy shit. Anyway, the neon stuff, I just thought that was an interesting correlation. But let's look at this housing stuff. So, what is the outcome for you and your daughter finding a place of your own with the housing voucher? Okay. All right. So, 8 of Swords in reverse. 4 of Cups in reverse. Knight of Wands in reverse. So if I'm looking at these cards, which I am, got my papers on these cards, 8 of Swords in reverse, to me, this card is saying, just keep looking. Okay, just keep looking, keep picking yourself up, have this be something. I do think there's something out there for you, but you just can't stop. I know it's getting close to the finish line and it seems stressful, but keep looking. 4 of Cups in reverse, again, it's that energy. When it's like this, it's a card of rest and like rehabilitation in a sense. But if it's like this, it's a card of needing to be more active, or as active as you can be. I'm sure you've been looking. I'm sure you've been doing as much as you can. So I don't want to be like, try harder, because I won't, Jay, no. I won't go running away again. I'm here to stay. Knight of Wands in reverse, to me, it can, maybe there's pressure or there's something pushing. Well, there is, right? Because the voucher expires. So to me, the Knight of Wands in reverse would be that kind of energy where the voucher is kind of expiring, which I think is a really kind of shitty situation. I don't like that it expires. I mean, not that my opinion matters, apparently, but that's just so dumb. That it's like, oh, and it's over. I don't get it. Keep looking though. Keep trying the best that you can, because that's all you can do. Okay, that's literally all you can do is try your best, and have that be something that I do think you'll find a spot. It might be the last minute, it might be the last day, but I do think you'll find something. Just keep on keeping on, okay? And have it be something that's more kind of as relaxed as you can make it, even though it's not a relaxing situation. But let it flow, let things come to you the way that they need to. And yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So hopefully that helps to answer that question. Just keep on keeping on. I do think you'll find something. Okay. The neon letters, what does Spirit want to tell you? Let's see. What does Spirit want to tell you? All right. Thank you again, Jean, for coming on here, doing the list, and just being overall a good part of everything on the channel. And very interactive and helping people to feel that sense of community. You went to look at a place today and they're asking for 1,000. I'm confused with, I thought the housing voucher covered the, I guess I don't know. Hold on. I also don't drink or do drugs or anything like that. Not on medication. Not saying you are. I've had experiences too when I was younger. My thing though wasn't neon that I would see. Well, I mean, it kind of, I don't know. When I was younger, I would see red mist come in, and I was scared of it when I was a kid. It was this red mist, and it was like this fog that would envelop me, and I would close my eyes, and even when my eyes were closed, everything would be bright red. And that to me was always, when I was younger, that was such a scary kind of feeling, because when it would come out to quote unquote get me, right, I never felt anything threatening with it. I felt scared because to me it was scary, but there wasn't anything threatening with it. But that neon stuff that you're talking about, it reminds me because the red that I saw was very, very bright. It's very, very bright. And the EEE, yeah. I'm scared of the red lights because of a scary campfire story. Well, this one isn't, you don't need to be scared of this. It does sound holographic though, what you're talking about. And it does feel like there's something to it. There's a sense of meaning, there's a density to what you're telling me. And so I'm trying to understand how to unwrap it. Because as I'm trying to probe and get more information, the only thing I'm seeing is kind of like a keyhole, and that doesn't exactly explain anything. It's like, sometimes, the first time I noticed it was like Greek to you. Like the letters were Greek, but the last few times I recognized it as numbers. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Okay, letters and are like alphabet, Greek, Mayan. Okay, I know the Greek alphabet, don't know the Mayan alphabet. Here's what I'm seeing. The more I probe into it, I'm seeing a car. I'm seeing a car taking off. I'm seeing speed. It could mean fast changes or fast transitions of some point. The car that was taking off, I was seeing the wheel of the car spinning. And it wasn't necessarily going as it was spinning. It was just like the car spinning, but it could mean that there is going to be a buildup and then a release of energy, meaning that there's going to be a shift or a change, possibly. Because the car I saw felt like a race car. Again, though, the tire was spinning, but it wasn't going anywhere just yet. But then when it would build up, it would take off. So to me, it's like spirit's giving you a sign of what's going to happen, with a takeoff kind of energy, with a quickness. Also, cats, something agile, cats or a panther or a jaguar, that to me is kind of a sign of something. It's like a cat spirit. I'm picking up on a cat spirit too, which is different for me. Yeah, the energy with that's very bizarre. I don't know. Every time I deal with these kinds of bizarre energies, it's usually change in some way, shape, or form, and it introduces itself in a very bizarre way, and I'm not really sure what it is, but it's change. And I'm feeling like, as I'm talking about this, my wrist, like right here, it's feeling like there's scratches, but it's not like, like a Mario Kart race. It feels like there's scratches, but it's not in a negative sense. It's like, I don't know, Cantonese, do you resonate with animal totems? Do you do anything with calling on animal spirits or have a protector energy or anything like that? Because I could feel the claws of something. I don't call on animals, but I have 2 dogs. Okay. That are in spirit or... Okay, I've had a dog pass growing up. Okay. Yeah, like I said, picking up on that energy, and then I'm picking up on the number 8. And the information for this just keeps coming through, but it's also very vague at the same time. But my abilities haven't exactly been primed for a minute, so I'm trying to understand these. Let's do this. Let's give it more time. because I feel like I'm getting some information, but I also feel like I'm getting some psychic noise, which is like it's like something's jabbering in my ear or whatever, and it's hard for me to pick out specific details. But it feels positive. Doesn't feel like a negative thing, but it does to me feel like it's a symbol of change. You're welcome, Campanese. You're welcome. Okay. Well, with that being said, I think I'm going to log off. I'll see you guys again, though, on Monday, 7:15. So I will be here 7:15 Mountain Standard Time, and I'll be here for about 2 hours. It's apparently been going 2 to 2.5 hours, but yeah. You have a wonderful weekend, too, and Gene, you have a wonderful weekend. And anyone else watching, have a wonderful weekend. I appreciate you guys so much. And again, thanks, Gene. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, I'm gonna call it good. Yes, remember to like the video if you guys wouldn't mind. Appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys Monday. Okay? So everybody take care. And toodaloo.